Hey, welcome, sports fans. How you guys doing today? Well, the draft day is here, guys. We have to get ready for the draft. So, I have my tracker ready. Uh, I do got teams position by position availability. So, I'm here live. Any questions, answers, anything you guys want me to talk about? Go ahead here in the chat. You could chat there, have your comments, and I can tell you what we have. So we know now in the first round we're only 15 minutes away for opening night for the first round. As we know, the Bears have the first pick, followed by the Washington Commanders. Number third pick, New England Patriots. Number fourth pick, Arizona Cardinals. The fifth pick in the first round, the Chargers, followed by the New York Giants. We have the Tennessee Titans at number seven, the Atlanta Falcons at number eight, the Bears back at number nine, the Jets at number 10. All these are first rounders only, guys, for tonight. 11th, Minnesota Vikings. Number 12, the Denver Broncos. Number 13, the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 14, New Orleans Saints. Number 15, the Colts. Number 17, Seattle Seahawks. Number 17, Jacksonville Jaguars. 18, the Bengals. 19, the Rams. Number 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers. 21st, once again, my team, the Miami Dolphins. 22nd, Philadelphia Eagles. 23rd, the Minnesota Vikings. 24th, the Dallas Cowboys. 25th, Green Bay Packers. 26th, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 27th, Arizona Cardinals. 28th, the Buffalo Bills. 29th, Detroit Lions. 30, the Baltimore Ravens. 31st, 49ers. And the last one, of course, Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chief at number 32. Those are your team for your first round. Guys, I was looking at their needs. Let's look at Chicago. Their actual needs are quarterback, wide receiver, offensive lineman, and defensive lineman. You know, the trade that they made against Justin Field against Pittsburgh, locking Chicago's selection, the quarterback, likely USC, Caleb Williams. That's what I'm looking for. Also, Caleb Williams to become the number one draft pick for the actual Chicago Bears. You know, trading for our veteran receiver, Keenan Allen, uh, who was a William Pro Day, will help the rookie transition in the NFL. So Chicago has two picks in this round. So it's pretty good to build their team and their chemistry and get it going in Chicago. I still believe that Justin Field had a good opportunity there, but unfortunately he got hot at the end and then he got injured, and that probably cost him, his position. But who knows, guys? But that's the first pick, the Bears tonight, and that's what they actually need: quarterback, wide receiver, offensive lineman, and defensive line. So that's on the first pick. On the second pick, the Washington Commanders, also quarterback need. Don't be surprised, guys. I told this to one of my friends today. Don't be surprised that we see six quarterbacks go in the first round, six, seven quarterbacks in the first round. One question was never asked: who's going to back up Aaron Rodgers? That's another question was never asked. So they need a quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers, I mean New York Jets, then they need a quarterback. Unless there's one, in available in free agency. So, but that's one thing nobody has discussed, and I've been seeing it. So, the need for Washington is quarterback, offensive lineman, cornerback, and wide receiver. Uh, that's position by players. Here's another team: New England Patriots need quarterback, offensive line, cornerback, wide receiver, and defensive line. So, right there, these three top teams, just the three top teams, quarterback needs. Remember, Mac Jones was traded to the Giants. So, and that's another thing. Giants might trade the other guy, and Who knows? Rumors were out there that don't be surprised how Harbaugh, the new coach of the Chargers, trade his quarterback to Minnesota and make a trade, a buster trade with that. That could happen, guys. Anything can happen in the actually NFL draft. So those are just speculation right now. Those are rumors out there. So it's hard to be in this league for so many years, like 4 years, 5 years, and you haven't stepped to the next level. I mean, I really feel bad for Justin Herbert. I mean, it's kind of difficult. Lost his running back, lost his receiver. Uh, starting all over, it's kind of hard, especially for a franchise quarterback. So let's see what happens, guys. So that's the needs for the New England Patriots. Arizona number 4, their needs: wide receiver, cornerback, running back, offensive line. You got to protect Kyler Murray. You got to protect that guy. Small individual, pretty good speed, good arm, but he needs protection. The Chargers: wide receiver, cornerback, offensive lineman, and a running back. You know, so it's gonna be pretty interesting also for the San Diego Chargers or Los Angeles Chargers. Then you got the Giants, and watch this. Even though they got two quarterbacks, they got Daniel Jones, and they pick up the quarterback for the. I mean, total. It said need wide receiver, cornerback, running back, and quarterback. So kind of difficult there. Kind of difficult. So you got the Giants could bring up a rookie quarterback even after extending Daniel Jones last offseason and signing free agent quarterback. I'm sorry, it's Drew Luck this offseason. A Big Blue, I said was the quarterback of New England. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was wrong. Uh, you know, quarterback I think is the biggest key in this the whole draft, and they got pretty good quarterbacks out there. I was actually looking at the list of the quarterback or the prospect of the quarterback. I'll give it to you in a few minutes, which is intriguing and very interesting. I mean, Caleb William, I know he'll be gone the first round. Jaden Daniels, Drake Mays from North Carolina, JJ McCarthy from Michigan, Bo Nix from Oregon. You got Michael Phoenix Jr. from Washington, Spencer Rattler from South Carolina. And then down the line, down the pipe of the line, I mean, it gets a little, John from USC, Pondley. You got Jordan Travis from Florida State, Michael Pratt from Tulane, Devon Leary from Kentucky, Joe Milton III from Tennessee. So these quarterbacks could go out pretty fast in the first round. So if you guys have any comment, man, go ahead. You can make a comment or you want to chat, talk about your team needs. But then you got also Carter Bradley from South Alabama, Micah Hurst from Sanford, BYU, Kedon Slovis. I mean, it's a lot of good quarterbacks. A lot of good quarterbacks out there. You got Talua Tangavaloa brother, not a bad quarterback either. So the list goes on and on. So let's see what happens. But like you said, the first one on the board is the Bears. So if you guys out there, you could join in on the chat. Anything you want to say, go right ahead. No problem. About your team. I mean, you got the Bears, Washington, New England, Arizona, Chargers, the Giants, Titan, the Falcons, the Bears again, the Jets, the Vikings, Broncos, Raiders, Saints, Colts, Seahawks, Jaguars, Bengal, Rams, Steelers, Dolphins, Eagles. So we only probably 5 minutes away for the first pick. I'm not quite sure. Is it 8 o'clock or 8:30? Want to be sure that I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, the first pick. The draft is all the way from April 25th to April 27th. So You could join in the chat. Go ahead. Tell me your favorite team. Who do you like to see in your team going to your team? Let's see what happened, guys. Okay, I have my first question. Who do you like for the Dolphins? If it's available, it has to be an offensive lineman. That's the way I see it. To protect Tua Tagovailoa. I think that's where Miami has an issue. Protecting Tua now that he has lost weight. He has slimmed down a little bit. I think they're using that for his mobility. So let's see what happens. You never know. Let's see what happens. Like I said to one of the guys, it's a different sports. The physical is kind of different. The players are built stronger. Now with the new rules that they implement in the NFL, talking to one of the guys at work today, you might as well play flag football, guys. So anybody have another comment on your team? And not only that, Miami is actually looking for, besides offensive linemen, they're also looking for offensive lineman, defensive line, and tight end. Now, the tight end I would like, and I know he's going to be gone, is the guy from Georgia. The guy from Georgia is pretty good. I mean, I know we lost Christian Wilkins in the defensive side, so with Jaden Phillip coming up out of injury and Bradley Sharp also coming out of injury, and besides the free agents that we picked, I think we should be in good shape. So, the only thing I'm worried about is Teron Armstead. I mean, his injuries in the offensive line. Can we keep him healthy? Uh, I know through free agency we got a couple of good linemen and center from Tennessee. So once again, once this guy, they already hit OTAs and all that, but once they get to the original line of scrimmage and get the real physical hitting, that's how we know, guys. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. That's why it's kind of difficult to predict, and you look at your players and you actually, you ask yourself questions. Like I say, I'm a firm believer that if you let these rookies play in this league and give them a chance, an opportunity to become stars in the NFL and give them a chance, they could go a long ways. But that's why I didn't like what happened to our preseason when they let go. Not only let go, they cut the games to a couple of games only. There's nothing you could show with a couple of games. You got to go back to the regular preseason and see what you got, rookie wise. So, all right, guys. Any questions out there? You could join the chat. The chat's wide open, guys. We're just waiting for the clock to tick and to start on the NFL draft. So hopefully, we get it started. We told you Arizona their needs. Let me go to the Chargers, and I tell you the Chargers wide receiver, cornerback, offensive line, running back. They lost a good running back, Eckler. We talk about the Giants, Tennessee, offensive line and defensive lineman, wide receiver, linebacker. Trust me, I think they also going to need a quarterback. I feel they need a quarterback. I don't know about Ryan Tannehill, but is he healthy? And then you have another one that needs a quarterback, even though they signed Kirk Cousin. It's Atlanta Falcons. Cornerback, defensive line, and also quarterback. So after signing Kirk Cousin will improve Atlanta quarterback playing, assuming he is healthy after last year Achilles injury. Let me tell you guys, I the Achilles injury, I think the only player that has played well with the Achilles injury is Tom Brady. For me, Tom Brady was one of the guys I think that had a better, I guess more because he took care of it. Exercise. I don't say Dan Marino wasn't the same. I've seen players that when they come from that injury, it's not the same individual. So that Atlanta took a gamble. I'm not saying they took a gamble. It's just that the guy's not young anymore either. So, but hopefully, Atlanta will find probably in the second day of the draft, a defensive tackle, probably a cornerback. So that's your Atlanta Falcons right there. Then we have the Jets, which is interesting. Like I said, they got a Hall of Fame. The Jets are building around future Hall of Famer quarterback Aaron Rodgers with plenty of new faces along the offensive line, including the tackle Tyrone Smith, right tackle Morgan Moses, and guard John Simpson. They could select another tackle if they unsure of the depth behind the two veterans. But then my question is, who's going to back up Rodgers? Didn't they trade the guy to God, what's his name? The backup quarterback that sometimes he had it, sometimes he didn't. Trading the quarterback to another team. I mean, somebody's got to back up Rodgers. Let's be honest. And there's the Viking. The following Kirk Cousin, relocation to Atlanta. The Viking need to get a quarterback, offensive lineman, wide receiver, and defensive line. So let's see what happens. And the rumors were they could be traded. Traded to Herbert could be traded to Minnesota for a draft pick. Those are the rumors, guys. Well, we're getting closer to the draft, so hopefully, the first round pick. I'm looking at Denver Broncos, another one. Top need quarterback, cornerback, defensive line, offensive. So look at all these teams that needing quarterbacks. That tells you right there. I mean, they don't trust. Russell Wilson had a short season with Denver. Never had a good. I mean, so once he left Seattle, I think he wasn't the same. Now him landing in Pittsburgh with Justin Fields, which I'll be honest with you, I think he's there just to help Justin Field growth, get experience, and I think that'll be it. Uh, it's difficult to have two starting quarterbacks in that team unless one of them really don't make it in this league, or just get injured. That's the only way I can see it, you know. And here comes the Raiders, another team quarterback. They got Daniel O'Connell and free agency acquisition Garner Minshew could definitely find themselves competing with this Jones quarterback selection, the first, and especially in the first round. You know, Garner Minshew's a great quarterback. I'm not going to take credit with that. O'Connell did pretty well for the Raiders, but I don't think these two. I mean, they could be starters, but I don't think they're elite. I don't think they're good enough perspective to help this team into the next level. And of course, then we had Garofalo who got suspended, and I think he was let go, if I'm quite sure. I've been out for a while, so I haven't caught up in much in the NFL. So, but that's their need: quarterback, cornerback, offensive lineman, and wide receiver. They got you New Orleans Saints, offensive line. wide receiver, cornerback, defensive line, and linebacker. So then you have the coach with cornerback, wide receiver, running back, and offensive lineman. After resigning Julian Blackman and Michael Pittman Jr. and Kenny Moore II, stabilize the Colts receiving group, which is good, and a secondary, respectively. But both is still needed in both areas. Like a Zach Moss, who is now in Cincinnati, play a key role as a backup starting running back for Jonathan Taylor last year. So the team could pick someone like even Evan Hull for the role of interior offensive lineman. Ryan Kelly or Will Fries are free agents after 2024 season. It's getting difficult for all these teams, man. We all these teams has lost all these good players. So hopefully, in the draft, they could, pick their position players because it's very important to pick their position players. Don't get a player you're gonna put them in another position. That doesn't work in the NFL, guys. You know, I preach that a lot in my podcast in Sports Night with Jorge. By the way, that's my podcast. I try to tell everybody to try to, when you get these players, especially from college or free agency, I'm a firm believer they should play the position that they are known to play, not to change them in another position that they can't play, and then you know it could cost a team down the road. Bengals offensive line, defensive line, cornerback, wide receiver, and tight end. Then you got Pittsburgh and the Rams. Let me get the Rams first. The Ram needs are, give me a second. The Rams are defensive line, cornerbacks, offensive line, and safety. So then Pittsburgh has offensive line, and if they want to protect um, Justin Field and they want to protect Russell Wilson, they need to get big up front. You see, I'm a firm believer that if you have a big, strong offensive line up front, you could go a long way. Protection is something you need to for your quarterback to go a long ways. To especially protection and time to throw the ball. So then Dolphins once again offensive line, defensive line, tight end. Now they might need a receiver, but they got Esukama. I think Esukama, if he's healthy, they'll be in good shape. The Eagles are need of cornerback, offensive line, and wide receiver too. So I'm breaking down each one. Got the Vikings. Let me see the Cowboys. Cowboys says wide receiver, running back, defensive line, offensive line. So I mean, several Cowboys veterans will now return in 2024, including left tackle Tyrone Smith, running back Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard was amazing, guys. That was a heck of a running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Their center also Tyler Diaz, and then defensive tackle Jonathan Hawkins, linebacker. They lost a lot of players. Their corp is just it's gonna be it's gonna be difficult to fill these holes, but there's plenty of good players out there in the draft, guys. So Green Bay Packer has defensive line, linebacker, offensive line, cornerbacks. Buffalo Bills, of course, after trading Stephon Diggs to Houston, wide receiver, defensive line, and running backs. I'm gonna tell you that's a team right now that I don't think it's gonna be. They're gonna be that good in the East in the NFL in the East with the Dolphins and the Jets and the. I think, to be honest, it's gonna be between the Dolphins and the Jets, and probably Buffalo third, and then New England last. I mean, I think Buffalo lost a lot of key players. So then you got Detroit cornerback, offensive line, and wide receiver. Then you got the Ravens. offensive line, and wide receiver. Because I tell you, by them picking up Derrick Henry, that team is you got to be careful. My only concern is protection for Jackson up front. They need protection for Lamar Jackson. He doesn't have it. That's going to be a long season. The only good is Lamar could kill you with his feet, but you don't want a quarterback running all the time either. San Francisco need cornerback, offensive line, wide receiver, and linebacker. And then you got Kansas City with a wide receiver, offensive line, cornerback, and running back. All right, guys, we're almost into the first round now. Your first round pick. Any comments in the chat? You could chat on the chat on the bottom, and I'll answer any questions you have, guys. I've been here for 25 minutes and 36 seconds, so somebody did ask me about if the Dolphins pick a quarterback in this round too. I don't think the Dolphins should pick a quarterback in this round. Okay, so I see Roger Cadell at the podium now, and with his little card there, get ready to give his first round pick. I think this year is going to be great. So here we go on the clock, the Chicago Bears, and no questions asked. I think that should be the quarterback, Caleb Williams. If it's not, then I don't know what I could tell you. So I think everybody knew along that's what they needed, so that's what they got. Hopefully, that's what they get. So they haven't got them yet, but let's see what happens, guys. I'm waiting for this to pop up. Give me a second. I'm looking at all these NFL quarterbacks that were picked in the first round. I'm gonna tell you, Stroud from the Houston. That's amazing, guys. That guy is amazing. Everybody's just because they got Stephon Diggs, they say no, they're the Super Bowl favorite. Don't. I just tell you guys, it's kind of difficult, man. It's one player is not gonna make the team. It's gonna be a whole entire team. Give me a second. There we go. And also, I mean, they could pick up any quarterback they want because they're gonna pick. You see, one thing I noticed, guys, that when you pick this quarterback, you got to have the exact coaching that can actually coach these quarterbacks because quarterback has different things: mobility, speed, arm strength, pocket quarterback, running quarterback. You got to have the right scheme for your team to succeed. If you don't have it, you're not going to succeed in this league. I can tell you that right now. Changing quarterbacks and they're not used to play in that position, um, it's not going to be successful. That's something you have to realize. People don't understand that. You know, uh, Pocket quarterback with a good offensive line, enough protection could go a long ways. So, guys, if you're in the chat here tonight, you could have any comments. Go ahead. Like I say, I'm new to this. My first time doing a draft. Uh, like I say, I'm enjoying this. This is something new to me, and hopefully, my channel pretty soon uh, will go higher than I expected. But I always go higher before God comes first. So I'm not competing here with nobody. And if you see behind me, I am at my house enjoying my day today, and then back to work tomorrow. So, and if you guys are heading home now and getting home and getting a rest and all that and watching the draft on TV, I know most of you guys are. It's hard to be, both ways or other ways when you look at, both ways. You're live streaming and then you also watching the team, your team being picked or so. And I would like to know if anybody can hear me out there because it's the first time I went straight through actual YouTube. Normally I go to other platforms, but this is my first time, so hopefully everything goes well. They got so many great quarterbacks, man. I'm just looking at the list right now. It's just so many great quarterbacks. I mean, you could pick any of these quarterbacks in the first round, and I think you're in good shape. All right, here we go. There's something I did in my live chat that says only Sports Night with Jorge turn on subscriber only mode. I guess I got to open up for somebody, for everybody to see it. So I don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe on my settings, that's what I forgot to change. I got 68 subscribers there. So if you out there and you're a sports fan, you could join in, guys and girls. But I am live, so I guess the first pick is probably like about 8:30. Because by the time they do the presentation and all that, so let's look at the. I mean, in the first round will be Brock Bowers from Georgia. Yeah, Jatavian Sanders from Texas. Then you got Kate Stover. I'm sorry if I'm some great tight ends. I mean, position by position this year, they got great players. Somebody says, "Well, it's not the biggest quarterback uh, draft prospect," but let me tell you, they got some good quarterbacks this year. Quarterback, tight ends, running backs, wide receiver, especially offensive linemen. They got great one. But hoping the Dolphins could pick a good player. And like I say, it's so hard in the first round how you get these good players that you really want for your team that could fulfill the position that you have in your team and could go a long way. So, well, I can see the Bears fans are going crazy. Can't wait for the first pick. And here's Roger in Detroit getting into the podium there, and he's going to announce the first selection for the Bears, and they're going to go wild, and that's who they got. They got their quarterback. So Caleb Williams. Okay, where's the journey has begun in Chicago with Caleb Williams. So that's who they got. Congrats to the guy. Wish him the best. Welcome to the NFL. I guess we all knew this all along, so great quarterback, guys. They pick up great quarterbacks. That's what they got. Caleb Williams, and now we're gonna round one, pick number two, the Washington Commanders. Another possibility, another quarterback, because that is their need. Well, guys, I've been here 36 minutes live, so anybody wants to join in, go ahead. Any questions about your team? Well, I can't be happy for that young man. Now Chicago has to do their job. Try to keep a quarterback. That's my only concern. Can they keep a quarterback? They sure let Justin Field go. So, and I think it was more because of the arm string. But Justin Field is actually a good quarterback, guys. A good running, solid quarterback. All right, on the clock is the Washington Commanders. Like I say, the Commanders need a quarterback, offensive line, cornerback, and wide receiver. Uh, the Commander will have their pick of the remaining quarterback prospect after Kalen Williams is selected by the Bears, which that's what happened. Trading Sam Howard to the Seattle improves fourth and sixth round pick and third round and the fifth rounder. Expectedly, they can help them meet their needs for the offensive tackle, receiver, and tight end. Defensive minded head coach Dan Quinn is also on the lookout for speedy edge rusher. Even after Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler Jr. follow him in a move from Dallas for the national capital. Nation's capital. Sorry, and the team signed two free agent cornerback depth, Michael Davis and James Pierre, but won't turn down a potential starter. So that was reported by Chad Rotter. So they Washington could also could actually build their teams pretty good too. They got significant draft picks. They got good enough draft picks to actually go to the to fulfill their needs. So that's a good thing. I remember when Miami had all those round first round and and then that got hit, which they got hit for this one for tampering. So did the Eagles too. They'll lose a draft pick. I think it's, if I'm not quite sure, second round. I think they lose second or third round. I gotta check for that. I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. I'm gonna say it was second round. Miami lost. I don't think they don't pick at second round. Yeah, they do pick at second round. She should be a third rounder. Let me be sure. Let me check this to be sure. I know they lost a draft pick because of the tampering situation. So did the Eagles too, by the way. Yeah, so Miami do pick only first, second round, and then they don't pick at third. They pick at fourth. They pick no, they don't pick fourth either. So I think it's the five, the six, and the seventh. I want to be sure. The fifth round, yeah, Dolphin do pick the fifth round, and the sixth and the seventh. There'll probably be still good players available there. So yeah, they do. All right, let me go back to the first round. Here comes the Washington Commanders, and they pick Jaden Daniels, LSU quarterback. There you go, the second quarterback picked. So I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be a night of quarterbacks from LSU. Great pick for the Watch the Commanders. Next, New England Patriots, and once again, it's gonna be quarterback. So we got the first two quarterback, Caleb Williams from USC and Jaden Daniels from LSU. So this is gonna get interesting, guys. Let me see how many quarterbacks. Somebody told me six, seven quarterbacks in the first round. That's a lot of quarterbacks to be picked. But that's what the team needs. My thing is, who will make the surprising trade in the first round? We don't know. Somebody could do it. Make a trade. So next on the clock, guys, is going to be the New England Patriots, and don't be surprised, they'll get quarterback also. If you guys want to join in the chat, go ahead. I'm available. Any questions, guys? Like I said, I don't get upset if you guys don't not in the chat, but that's okay with me, man. That's fine. I'm here to report your draft. This is my first time doing it, so I can enjoy as much as I can, and I'll go as far as I could go. That's a great pick, Jaden Daniels from LSU. Great, great, great speed, great arm. Same thing as Kelly Williams, great arm, versatility, great. I mean, they got two great, high grade quarterbacks. And, and when you see these, it's because team are willing to win already. I mean, they want to win. They're tired of losing and they want to get the best. And hopefully they smart enough to train these guys and put the right players in position. To you can have a success. Probably after this draft, all these draft is finished is when I do my pick, and of course I look at preseason injuries and everything before I do any kind of NFL picks. I try to be sure that you pick the right team, and then I got to look at the schedule too and everything. So, but you guys heard me today. In the Dolphin division, I think Dolphin Jets. I don't think New England. I don't think Buffalo. I mean, Allen. I mean, Stephon Diggs was a good receiver, but and that's my concern also with the Miami Dolphins with Tyreek Hill. Don't let ego and pride get to you. It's an 11 player team, both ways, offense and defense. If you want to win in this league, It's not about just the individual. Somebody told me, hey, Houston pick up Diggs, and yeah, but guess what? That's the problem. And not, let me not say it's not the problem. You pick up Diggs, but Dig is just another person helping you out. It's not taking you to the next level, to the next. Maybe take. Okay, let me take this back. Maybe taking you to the next level, but it takes 11 players to get there. Your running back, your wide receiver, your tight end, your offensive guys, your offensive tackle. It's not only Diggs. So let's see what happens on that one. It's not a one team player sports, and that's what's happening in the NFL now. And now with the new rules that came out, boy, that's going to be fun. I mean, some players do like the kickoff rule. Some players don't like the tackling rule. We have one New England guy, I think, retired because of that. A cornerback or safety. He just called it quits. He says, I'm not playing this league if this is what we have to do." It happens, guys. All right, the pick is in for the Patriots. Let's see who the Patriots will pick. Will it be a quarterback? On the clock is the Arizona Cardinals. So let's see what happens, guys. And don't be surprised to say another quarterback. It could be the guy from North Carolina, which I like that kid too. Great arm too. All right, so here we go. There's Kraft in the room, ready to call it in, and I think it's the quarterback from North Carolina Tar Heels, and they went crazy. Actually, it's Drake. Yeah, Drake Mays from North Carolina. Another quarterback. Call it right. There it is. Could he become the next Tom Brady? Remain to be seen. Wow. Third quarterback pick. Caleb Williams, USC. Jaden Daniel, LSU. And now Drake Mays from North Carolina. Wow. This is amazing, guys. The kid doesn't have an arm. I remember when he played with University of the Hurricanes. Oof. Right. Let's see Arizona. Arizona's next. Looking for wide receiver, cornerback, running back, and offensive lineman. Three quarterbacks in the first round. Arizona's on the clock. Well, guys, I'm live. I've been here for 49 minutes and 13 seconds. So hopefully you watch your team picking all these draft pick. Like I said, Arizona's on the clock. Fourth pick. You can hear me? You watch your team. Well, I guess I How to be sure the video is on. The video is working, so you guys have anything to say in the chat, guys? Go ahead. You guys can say anything in the chat. Don't forget also tonight we got hockey playoffs. Those are like hockey. There is some hockey game tonight. I know we got the draft, but we got Florida and Tampa Bay tied 2-2 in the second with 8:54 remaining in the period. We had Carolina beating the Islanders 2-0 in the second period. Just to let you guys know. The NBA, we have man, what a blowout! We have Orlando beating Cleveland 90-58 in the third quarter with 4:28 remaining. Then we have Philadelphia beating the New York Knicks 47-45 with 5:11 left in the second. Later on tonight, Denver will be in LA. That's going to be a crucial one for the Lakers. They got to win this one, guys. The last two games, I think the Lakers has blown a 20-point lead. So let's see what happens on that one. So, all right, now the pick is in for Arizona. Let's see who the Arizona get. And then on the clock is the Los Angeles Chargers. This draft is actually moving pretty quick, just to let you know, guys. All right. In a few minutes, I'll give you some baseball scores. There's a lot of games were completed today that were played today. So we have actually. Let me give you this one real quick. We have bottom of the sixth. We have the Oakland A's beating the Yankees 3-1. Earlier today, Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh 7-5. Cleveland beat Boston 6-4. Minnesota beat the White Sox 6-3. Finally, the Phillies beat the Cincinnati Reds 5-0. Kansas City beat Toronto 2-1. Actually, I'm sorry. Yes, 2-1. I'm sorry, they did. Houston beat Chicago 3-1. I mean, sorry, Chicago beat Houston 3-1. Seattle beat Texas 4-3. Colorado beat San Diego 10-9. Dodgers beat Washington 2-1. That's your baseball scores. All right, so the wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State is going to join the Arizona Cardinal. Great weapon for the quarterback from Arizona, Kyler Murray. Well, that's a good pick also. Great receiver. I tell you guys, this draft is pretty good, man. This draft is amazing, guys. All right, let me get here to be sure. So I'll give you the NHL scores. I'll give you some baseball scores and some NBA scores. So, all right, we're 54 minutes in the draft, and on the clock, like I say, the Chargers. Then comes the New York Giants. Will the Giants pick a quarterback? That's going to be a good question to ask. See, I don't know how well Tennessee trusts their quarterback, but I think Tennessee should be getting a quarterback too. Like I say, I don't know if Herbert agrees with Harbaugh, to be in the rebuilding mode. Man, he had Eckler, he had a good wide receiver core, and unfortunately, it didn't work down there, man. They got Boza in their defensive side, man, and It's sad when you come from this league, man, and you deal with these teams and how great quarterback, how much talent you have, and they surround you with talent, and unfortunately, you lose them all because of free agency. You know, and then if you never build a chemistry for your team, how can you win this league? You got to have a bondage, a chemistry in your bondage. You see, my concern with the Dolphins this year is McDaniel's. McDaniel said that he was going to give up his offensive plays and give it to the coach and let the coach do it, and he could focus more on coaching. So, and I'm gonna say something that came out publicly, and I know some of you guys saw it. Talk about Tariq Hill. McDaniel called out Tariq Hill on the Kansas City playoff game. Guys, that's over with. This is where I don't understand when the media has to start something, has to stir something. They got to find something to do. Let it go, because if that's the case, that would have happened with the playoffs, and we're talking about 2 3 months ago. Why are you getting so? I mean, like I said, this this podcast, I don't bring negativity, guys. I really don't. But the media has something always to say, to bring something up, to have you fans pumped up and have something to talk about. Come on, man, just let it go, man. There's nothing you could do now. So what if he called on the guy? I mean, we lost the playoff game. Why are you making it a big deal? Don't make it a big deal. It's over with. First of all, why do you bring it up? It's in the past, and this is where we actually get in position like saying, "What in the world, man?" I mean, if we could get out of everybody's business, these are coaches. They're professional. That's what they do. That's actually what they do. Okay, they talk to the players. Everybody says, "Oh, he's soft." He's a. The players love McDaniel's. Okay, it's a different culture. It's a different individual. Okay, if you believe that a coach that gets on somebody's face, it's going to motivate that player, good luck to you, because that's not motivation, guys. Players already enough on the field take criticism from the fans, okay, which is the number one thing, from the fan base, from the media, that's the other one, okay, and the third one is for the fanatics, not the fan, the fanatics, because they always want to see their team win. We all want to see our team win. Unfortunately, it's a long season. You got to get physical, you got to get healthy, uh, you got to learn your offensive play, your defensive play, put players in positions. That's how I grew up playing football. Football has changed, guys. Through the years, it has changed. Okay, grew up watching Don Shula, grew up seeing the 72 Dolphins, grew up with David Woodley, grew up with Don Strock. And you know that if you're a Dolphin fan, you know what I'm talking about. Joe Rose, the tight end, Dan Marino, Nat Moore. I could keep going on and on and on. But you can see how the NFL has changed, how the physical of the NFL has changed. It's not the same thing anymore. It's really not. The rules have changed. You know, the quarterback sacking has changed. Now we're changing the tackling. What's next? Flag football? Possibility. Because that's where it's heading to. So, all right, guys, on the clock, it's still the Los Angeles Chargers waiting for them. They haven't made their pick yet. Once again, I'll do the recap. First round, Caleb Williams, quarterback of USC. Second round, Jaden Daniel, quarterback of LSU. Third round, Drake Mays from quarterback for North Carolina. And then you also have Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver. So now you got the LA Chargers coming up. I gave you some baseball scores, some NHL scores, and I also gave you some NBA scores. I mean, playoffs. The NBA is in the playoff, and also the hockey's in the playoff. So I guess Chargers thinking what they're gonna get. Like I said, Chargers need a wide receiver, cornerback, offensive lineman, running back. They lost Eckler, running back. That was a tough loss. They lost their receiver also because of the cap. Too much money. You see, this is where it gets kind of difficult, guys, when you have to be in transition to, you know, change all over things again. And once you change everything over, it's kind of difficult. So, all right, the pick is in for the Chargers. On the clock is the New York Giants. Give me a second, and I'll tell you who they pick. Don't be surprised the Jets picked the tight end from the Georgia Bulldogs, Bowens. I mean, it's a good Bowers. Sorry. So everybody's happy with the Chargers with their coach, the new coach Harbaugh, once again back in the NFL. Remember when those two faced each other in the Super Bowl? The two brothers. Never forget that. All right, here come Roger Cardell to the podium, and he's about to make the announcement. And let me see who the Chargers selected. I can't believe this is a 2024 draft already. Wow. They got defensive tackle Joe Alt from Notre Dame. So they got a defensive tackle. Wow. I don't think the fan was too happy about that one. I mean, offensive tackle. Sorry. Offensive tackle Joe Alt. Well, protection for Herbert. So, all right. Next on the clock is the New York Giants. So, I'm sorry. I said defensive tackle. I'm sorry. It's offensive tackle. My bad on that one. That's my mistake. So, right. We'll be here for 1 hour. And hopefully, we are the sixth team now, the New York Giants. See who they pick. And once again, the Giant needs are wide receiver, cornerback, running back, and quarterback. Like I said, with the setback that Daniel Jones last year got injured, hopefully, you know, and they did sign a quarterback, Drew Luck, this offseason. But I don't know, guys. It's kind of difficult, these quarterbacks moving around from league to league, from team to team. So hopefully, the Giants will be wise this time. And following the Giants will be the Tennessee Titans. And that guy for offensive tackle, man, he's amazing from Notre Dame. I mean, that guy he is solid, man. He is his physicality. I mean, he's just awesome. He's a great run blocker. Also a great pass blocker. So they pick a good player. I give credit to the Chargers. And there you go again, protection for Justin Herbert. And see, this is what I like. You protecting your quarterback to have a great season. But of course, you still need all the players around them. So guys, I have the chat open. If you got any questions to add on the chat, or if you can add nothing on the chat, let me know because I have to see if this is working or not. I hope it is. The only person I had was my son who asked a question. So, but the chat is open. So, any question for your team, what you need to know, what you want to know. I know It's draft night. I guess everybody's everywhere with the draft night, watching their teams, and which is awesome. It's great. I wish if this is one of your top team here, top 5 teams, man. Those were all great picks. Nothing wrong with their picks. All right, the pick is in for the New York Giants. Where do you think you're gonna go from here? You think offensive lineman or tackle or wide receiver? On the clock, it will be Tennessee. So just to know, if you're a Florida Panther fan, Panthers just took the lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in the third period. In this channel, you will get live scoreboard if I'm on, or you get reports. You'll get most of the time you get information about my live scoreboard and all that. So, and I pass along the next day the winners, the loser, division lead, anything you need to know, NBA, hockey. Trying to get a little bit into soccer too. So boxing. Don't forget the fight in July, June, July. That's going to be Mike Tyson and the other guy exhibition fight. People are getting excited for that fight already. All right, so let me see. The pick is in for the Giants. Let me see who the Giants pick. They picked 6 in the first round, and the fans are going crazy with the New York Giants out there. So their needs are once again wide receiver, cornerback, running back, and quarterback. Let me see if they get a running back or wide receiver. That's what I'm looking at. So there you go. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU, another great receiver off the board, going to the New York Giants. That's a great pick. Good pick for Jones. Malik Neighbors. On the clock, Tennessee Titans. Now we're in the 17th. Wow, this thing is going pretty fast, guys. Going pretty fast. So far, I do like the draft board. Great players have been picked. Then we got the Bears picking up again at number 9. I tell you, the Bears are about to load up. Trust me. The only thing is, I mean, the success of the Bears and their draft picks. My gosh, they have great seasons, and then they trade them away or they cut them loose. Sometimes you do need a fresh start in Chicago, so and that's okay, guys. The hardest part in the NFL is to rebuild. When you have to start and rebuild again, that's one of the hardest part in the NFL. But sometimes rebuilding is good. But when you have a veteran quarterback, it's kind of difficult because the veteran quarterback is a winner. He wants to win, and he wants to win now. But then it'll take them like a setback for them to recover again, and that's kind of difficult to do. So that's what I'm saying of Herbert in San Diego. I mean, he has a good coach with Harbaugh, but I'm not too happy also with coaches that come from college and come to the NFL. There's not much success when they come to the NFL. I tell you, this league is hard to play for. I always say that it's very hard to coach, hard to play, you name it. So, well, Tennessee's on the clock, and basically their needs are offensive lineman, defensive lineman, wide receiver, and linebacker. So then after that comes the Atlanta Falcons, which I hope quarterback Kirk Cousin is very healthy, so he could play. My only thing I'm worried is you're playing on the dome, and I think that if I'm not quite sure they're turf, they're not grass. and that's what the NFL's discussing and looking at changing everything into grass because too many injuries when it comes to the turf. Tennessee. We're in 1 hour and 10 minutes from the actual NFL draft. Guys, the comment section is open. If you guys have anything to comment, let me know. Like I said, this is my first time doing this. And so far, I'm enjoying it, believe it or not. This is amazing. Hopefully, next year I have more insight, more detail. Like I said, I just opened this podcast not even 2 months ago, probably going 3 months, starting little by little. Help my fans to look at their teams or what they like they want to interact and all that. It's wide open, guys. Like I said, don't there's nothing negative here, man. I don't fight with nobody. I don't argue with nobody. I respect your opinion. Same way I feel you respect mine. I always bring that up so people understand. Not disrespecting anybody. We all have our different opinions, our different setbacks. Like I say, I'm a fan, not a fanatic, and I hope people don't get offended with that. You know, everybody wants to play in this league. Everybody wants to win in this league. Who doesn't? But there is setbacks. It's professional football, guys. All right, Tennessee Titans pick is in, and Atlanta Falcons is on the clock. So let's see who Tennessee pick. So far, the first three picks are quarterback. Let me tell you, I went back to the Jets. Who is Aaron Rodgers' backup? Maybe the Jets want to get a quarterback if it's available at the end of the draft, because that's something that's kind of crazy, man. That you want to have somebody that's really good to back up Rodgers. Rodgers go down. Who do you have? Who do the Jets have? This is where you got to be careful how you pick your picks and carefully and how to how to put your team and players on the field and be sure you got people you could back up your players. Excuse me. Mm. All right. See something here. All right, we're back. Here comes the pick of the Tennessee Titans. Oh, it's beautiful down there in Detroit. It looks real nice. The weather looks nice too. And if you see behind me, you wonder all these movies and everything collection. I am a collector. I am a Marvel and DC. I got both, and I like movies. So, but now I got involved in sports. So I love my sports show. So all right, waiting for the pick in, but there is a pick there for Tennessee. Waiting for Roger Goodell to get to the podium and make the announcement. Ooh, excuse me. One thing I would like to say, those that have subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys. Those that give me likes and the thumbs up, I also appreciate it. One thing I tell all my fans, please leave something in the comment section. That also helps me a lot. That's the only way I can actually interact with you guys and give you all the information you guys need. Okay, so they got JC Latham from Alabama. That's the pick for Tennessee. So I'm gonna say that's offensive tackle from Alabama. That's another great pick. That's a big guy, guys. They're getting all the big guys up front. I can see Nick Saban happy right now as Alabama guys are being picked. All right, the Atlanta Falcons are next on the clock. Well, if you look at it, the opposite tackle that they got from Alabama, remember they lost the center from the Tennessee to the Dolphins, so that's going to boost the offensive line a little bit, help the quarterback. So I think it's Ryan Tannehill stay healthy. Uh, I think it'd be a good quarterback. I just feel that Tannehill has his moments. He had it in Miami too. There's days he played well. There's days he played terrible. But once again, I mean, how many offensive coordinators did the Dolphins went through? How many coaches Dolphins went through? Right, Atlanta Falcon has their pick already in. Next on the clock are the Bears. I'll tell you, this thing is moving pretty fast. And after that, we have the Jets. And once again, the need for the Atlanta Falcons: cornerback, defensive lineman, and quarterback. And the reason why they need a quarterback, I still believe somebody need to back up Kirk Cousin. I don't know how his progress has been doing since the Achilles injury, but like I tell you, that takes a while. I mean, Chubb's for the Dolphins got actually hurt pretty bad, but Jalen Phillip is doing very well. Don't be surprised he starts the first week. So here we go, guys. The pick is in for Atlanta, and the Chicago Bears is on the clock. Those of you that work on the weekends or off on the weekends, aren't you happy tomorrow's Friday? Tomorrow's Friday, guys. Then we still got draft day tomorrow, which I'll do this round, and then what I do is I observe tomorrow and Saturday, and then I'll break down the teams. If your team, it's you want to speak about your team and you want to give. You see, I'm not one of those guys that give grades, a B, a C, a D. You just don't know that in the A. They're just great picks. Okay, they haven't hit the NFL field yet and play a game yet. So let me see something here. All right, Falcons picks is in. Waiting for see who they pick, and then the Bears on the clock. For your Dolphin fans, we almost halfway there. So I know it's late and a lot of people it's not watching at this time, but I'll have this in my recording. I know there's going to be a long video, but that's okay, guys. This is what we have in the draft. Right. This is not my normal background, but like I said, this is my house. This is actually my studio, and but I do have also like new backgrounds that I use. So waiting for the Atlanta paint, and here's come Roger Cadell. Okay, here we go, guys. For the selection, the Atlanta Falcons pick quarterback Michael Phoenix Jr. Wow, that is shocking. Wow, wow. I didn't see that coming. But there you go, another quarterback. Also a great quarterback. Michael Phoenix Jr. going to the Atlanta Falcons, quarterback from Washington. Wow, guys. That is the fourth quarterback in this round. I'm gonna say, don't be surprised you see 8, 9 quarterbacks going out in this first round. Get them while they got there. They're good. Because once you run out, that's it. Great quarterback, guys. Great quarterback. Great arm strength, great ability, great speed. I mean, the guy has everything, all the attributions. I mean, I think all these quarterback has it. All these quarterbacks that were picked in the first round. I mean, from Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake Mays, and now you got Michael Phoenix Jr. Wow, that was shocking to me from Atlanta. To be honest with you, I know they're going to pick a quarterback, but they got their guy. So now I think the Bears, the next draft has to be a wide receiver, or offensive lineman. They already got their quarterback, so the Bears pick again. That's because of the trade. So, well, the first one was a trade against Carolina. So the Bears pick ninth. Let's see who and they already got their pick in. I bet you it has to be a wide receiver, or offensive lineman. Then the Jets is on the clock. Wow, guys, that's amazing. I didn't see that coming from Atlanta. I knew they get a quarterback, but not Michael Phoenix Jr. Well, with Kirk Cousin there and him working together, that's a future quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. That was amazing. I was shocked. That really shocked me. Dolphin wanted the guy too. The guy, Dolphins, but I think Dolphin with Tua, they're fine guys. With Tua, White, and Skylar Thompson, I think Miami's is in good shape. I think when you get repetition and you get more experience, you should be in good shape. Once again, the chat's open. If you guys want to say something in the chat, it's wide open. Any questions you guys have? Like I say, the Bears already got their pick in at 9. Now we got the Jets on the clock at number 10. So don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Like I say, I'm new to this, and like I say, I appreciate those that have subscribed already. Uh, it's a learning process for me. Hopefully, this sports show will go longer. This is entertainment to have fun, to enjoy. Once again, positive person, no negativity. Like I said, once again, there's disagreement. You have your opinion. I got mine. That's okay, guys and girls. That's part of sports. That's why you have fun. The only thing I don't accept here is the negativity of the players, individually of the players. I don't get into the personal life. I don't get into their, you know, football is football and personal life is personal life. But at the end of the day, they're human beings like me and you, human beings. They go home to their family. I go home to my family. Like I believe you guys go home to your family too. So, all right, here comes the Bears with their pick. Got to be a wide receiver. Or it's got to be an offensive tackle. So hopefully, let's see who they get. And yeah, wide receiver, Rome Odanzi from Washington, another great receiver. So the Vikings, well, what it says here, New York and Minnesota trade. Huh. Well, it says Vikings is on the clock, but it says here on the side, New York, Minnesota, and New York. So they made a trade on this round. Could it be the first trade? Let me see now. Wow, Romo Dancy from Washington. They got a good. Oh my God. Well, Caleb William and I mean that's how you do it, guys. Build the team around them. Get the good players. So, yep. Phoenix on 8 was crazy. That is completely right. I agree with you, buddy. That was shocking to me. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. That was amazing, guys. That pick for Atlanta, and that's a good pick for Atlanta. Like I said, we don't know who Kirk Cousin injuries. We just don't know what, you know, he's come. I know that he's going to be fully healthy when he starts, but that's amazing, guys. That pick was amazing. Now let's see what the Vikings do, and then the Jets, because I see something here on my screen, but I don't know if they made a trade or something between the Jets and Minnesota. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see a lot of quarterbacks being drafted in this first round. Everybody told me, George, you're crazy. I said, no, I'm not crazy, guys. There's a lot of quarterbacks. There's a lot of teams don't have their quarterbacks. Okay, they don't have a starting quarterback, and if they do, they got these quarterbacks that's been in the league for a long time. You need fresh legs in this league. Okay, let's see. We got Minnesota Vikings on the clock. The Jets are right behind them, but I do see something at the end there. I don't know. I'm trying to get sure if that was a trade between each other. They switched trade rounds, but I want to be sure. Or something that they trade. Maybe it could be the trade with Devin Cook when Devin Cook was released. Either one. Yep. The Jets, you're right. They're going to take the tight end, and if they took the tight end, that's who they took. They're going to take the tight end Bowers from the Georgia Bulldogs. If they do that, it's like a heck of a tight end. Great blocker, great catch, great hands. The guy's amazing. If that happens, I believe that's going to happen. But just look at all these quarterbacks in this first round. It's just amazing. They're all great quarterbacks. I mean, they all got talent, speed, arm strength. Their ability is amazing. Their IQ, their. I mean, it's just building the right coach that they need to make them successful in this league. If you don't have the right coach, the right offensive scheme, I mean, what can I tell you? But I do like the Jets. If they take, it's going to be the tight end. It'll be the guy from the Georgia Bulldogs, and that guy's amazing. Big guy, solid guy, great blocker, great run blocker, even pass blocker. But he could catch too. He's a great tight end. Right. I still have on my here the Vikings on the clock. So hopefully the Vikings. But there is something on the corner. But I think that was a trade they did with Cook, or unless Cook when Cook went to the Jets. That's another disappointing, another running back. And now he went to the Ravens, I think, to be sure. But I mean, I look at Atlanta, man, with Michael Phoenix Jr. Wow, man, that's that was a shocker to me, guys. That was a shocker to me. But once again, don't know the extent injuries. I mean, I know he's coming from the Achilles injuries, but and also it's a good quarterback to teach Michael Phoenix Jr. To help him to develop in the NFL. So wow, I think this is one of the best draft pick I ever seen when it comes to cornerback and wide receivers. Right, we're still on the clock here. If you see all these players in the first round, guys, that I'm looking, I have the list here. I mean, I can, like I said, I got it position by position. There's excellent player in college football this year. Trust me. And these players this year, compared to last year, is players that really could fulfill the needs of your team. Cornerbacks, offensive tackle, left guard, right guard, center. That- I mean, it's just a lot of good players out there. It's a lot of good players, and all these players right now that were picked all the way through, they could have been a first round pick. That's why I say I don't agree with numbers. These are just because he's number one doesn't mean he's the number one quarterback. He's just the first player picked in the first round. But all these players right now are the athleticism, the speed. I mean, it's just the attribution they got, the attribution they got. I mean, just they're amazing. They're just good team. Good players. I'm sorry, good players, and going to the good teams. Sorry, that's what I meant. So, waiting on Minnesota Vikings. They're still on the clock. They haven't made up their mind. Uh, I do believe that either the Jets will get Bowers from the Georgia Bulldog. That's my pick. That's one of the pick I like. I wish he'd become a Dolphins, to be honest with you. My thing too. The Jets need a backup quarterback. Nobody has talked about that, guys. Okay, because you tell me right now who's the backup quarterback for Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, Dolphins. I believe Dolphins going to take an offensive lineman. I think. Remember, we lost Wilkins. We have Sealer. Sealer's a heck of a player. Sealer is not a good defensive block runner. I mean, against the run, he's not that good, like Wilkins was. But I think we're gonna pick offensive line because of Tua. They need Tua protection. I don't agree with Teron Armstead playing a full season again. He's injury pro, and we need somebody to cover for Tua. So that's a good one too. JJ McCarthy to the Jets. That's another one. That's a possibility. That could be a possibility because right now, if you look at the need for the need for the Vikings, uh, quarterback, offensive line, wide receiver, defensive line. That's their actual need. The Jets, okay, there you go, tight end. So that tells you right there they're going to for Bowers. Tight end, wide receiver, linebacker, and cornerback. But I still believe they need a quarterback because who's gonna? Can somebody out there tell me who's the backup quarterback for the Jets right now? If Aaron Rodgers goes down, can somebody name me somebody? Now I know probably down the draft later on, which I think they'll be available. But now when you go down the draft, the quarterbacks are not as good as the first round. So it's amazing, guys. This is probably one of the best draft I've ever seen in a while. So, I mean, I'm looking at this guy's grades and average, and I actually all the players that William quarterback, Jaden Daniels quarterback, Drake Mays 3 quarterback in the first round. Then Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean to Arizona, man, that's going to help the quarterback from Arizona. Wide receiver. Then you got Joe Alt, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. I love that guy in Miami, but guess what? He went to the Chargers. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. Great pick for the Giants. J.C. Lenham, offensive tackle, Alabama. Great pick for Tennessee. But remember, Tennessee lost their center to the Dolphins. Don't forget that. We got their center. So it's a good offensive tackle for Tennessee. Then you got Atlanta Falcons quarterback. Man, that's the shocker right there. Michael Phoenix Jr. from Washington, and then you got Rome Odunze from wide receiver from Washington. The Bears just gave another weapon to Caleb Williams, just to let you go. All right, so there you go. The Jets did made a trade with Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry. Minnesota picked J.J. McCarthy, quarterback. There you go, another quarterback. Jesus, from Michigan. There you go. They got their quarterback. Now the Jets on the clock. Sorry, that's my bad. So here we go. Another quarterback, another great quarterback, J.J. McCarthy from the Michigan Wolverines. Wow. So there you go. The Jets picks is in. So that means either the Jets pick Bowers from Georgia. That's how quick. And then on the clock we have the Denver Broncos. So yeah, Odansi went to Chicago Bears, buddy. He went to Chicago Bears to the Washington wide receiver. That's where he went to the Bears. He's going to play with Caleb Williams. That's going to be good. That's a good pick for the Bears. I mean, anyway, they were looking for wide receiver. So, all right, here comes the Jets. The pick is in. So I'm going to say, like you said, I agree with you. I think it's going to be Bowers from Minnesota. I mean, from Georgia Bulldog. Then Denver's on the clock. And listen, Denver could pick up a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback either. But don't be surprised if Jets pick up a quarterback because they don't have a quarterback for backup Aaron Rodgers. Somebody told me, George, how many quarterbacks are going to be picking this round? I said, don't be surprised you got 9 quarterbacks. No, I see 6 or 7. I see 9 quarterbacks be picked in this round. A lot of team needs quarterback. Yeah, Romo Donsi, man, great receiver for Washington, man. I mean, for the Bears, actually. I mean, from Washington. The Chicago Bears are really loading up. I could tell you that. Okay, I'm waiting for the Jets pick to come in, and you have Denver on the clock. I think this has to be the most impressive picks this year, if you look at it, especially in the first round. That's let me see, let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks already. Wow. And now with the 11th team in the first round, the New York Jets. I don't know why they're waiting so long, but it's gotta be the tight end. The Jets are going crazy in Detroit. If you're watching on TV, but once again, you tell me the backup for the New York Jets quarterback. Just tell me the backup. If you know him, let me know because I sure don't know him. Didn't they trade the guy a while back? They trade their backup quarterback. Actually, their starter before Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Okay, here we are. So the Jets fans are excited. I tell you, they better get excited because once Aaron Rodgers don't make it this year, they're gonna be very disappointed. I mean, they were saying that's the only two teams that right now that in division, Miami and the Jets. I think by Buffalo losing Diggs to Houston, it's a big hurt. They lost a lot of players too, by the way, a lot of key players. Some people criticize that Miami got old players from Buffalo. Trust me, they got a good special team guy. They got a good cornerback. I mean, their secondary and their defense, it's going to be hard to deal with this year. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I'm not saying because you know it's on paper. I'm gonna tell you right now that team right now to throw the ball. If we get some good pass rusher to put pressure on the quarterback, wow! The Jets just got an offensive tackle from Penn State, Alumania Fashnu Fashnanu, I guess from Penn State. Wow, that's another good offensive tackle for Miami. To be honest with you, so the Jets win offensive tackle. Wow, Denver's on the clock, so I guess Denver's going for a quarterback. Their needs are quarterback, cornerback, defensive line, and offensive line. That's for the Denver Broncos. I'm gonna name another team that needs a quarterback. The team that follows the Denver Broncos, the Raiders. Okay, Garoppolo got suspended. I don't know if he's coming back or not. So we got Denver Broncos on the clock, and Denver just got their pick in, and let's see who they got protecting Rodgers. Yeah, you're right. They are protecting Rodgers, but guess what? If he gets hurt, who's your backup? Can somebody name me a backup? I mean, do you know the backup from the Jets? Or do they have one? I mean, I'm serious, guys. Not that I'm laughing because it's not a joke. I'm just there you go. You exactly. You're the backup quarterback. Be sure to give you a lucky number so you can win a number 7. Wow. All right, here go. The pickings for the Denver Broncos. Guys, we might see another quarterback go here. On the clock, you got the Raiders. Let me ask you a question. You think Rodgers still has it? You know this is his last year, right? He only signed a 2-year contract with the Jets. All right, Denver. Let me see what Denver got. Now that Russell Wilson is gone to Pittsburgh, and so does Justin Fields, that's another team you got to look out, the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the reason why they bought Russell Wilson in and Justin is the new kid in the block, and Russell Wilson is the veteran, so he's going to train that guy and put him in a good place for the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's how I see it. Can we see another quarterback go on this round? Wow, Denver Broncos. We only what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks away for the Miami Dolphins, but the picks are going pretty fast, especially this round. But we all knew that Minnesota was going to pick up a quarterback. Remember, they lost Kirk Cousins, so that was obvious. I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking at the draft pick here, and I'm looking at the mock draft. Of course, that's what the people look at the mock draft. But I'm looking at the players that are available. Man, there's still a lot of good players, especially for the second round, third round. Now I know Miami don't pick. Miami got hit for tampering on one of the picks here, which I'm gonna say is probably the third round or fourth round. And there's 2 rounds they don't pick. I think they pick first, second, not third. I think fifth, sixth, and seven. That's all they pick. So that's one thing I gotta look at in a few minutes, but I want to be quite sure about it. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they got hit also for tampering. All right, waiting for Roger Goodell to get to the podium to announce his pick for the Denver Broncos. Yeah, Fangio, you're right. All right, here we go. See, I wonder how good Fangio is going to be in Philadelphia after he left Miami. And I know he left because of family. Family moved down there. But I mean, you got a lot of good teams that been loaded. I mean, loaded up with good players and with the free agency. I think one of them is the Eagles, by the way. Well, here we go. Come on, Roger. Here comes Denver Broncos. See who the Denver Bronco got. Like I see the Denver excited. Do they pick a quarterback or they don't? What do you think? Because if they don't pick a quarterback, probably a cornerback probably be good. But they should need a quarterback. All right, here we go. Here we go. Old Roger Goodell walking to the podium, taking the forever. But I told you, there go another quarterback. Bo Nix going to the Denver Broncos. Boy, somebody told me, George, are you sure you didn't gamble? No, I didn't gamble for nothing. I told you guys, a lot of quarterbacks are going to go in this freaking first round. Wow, guys. Bo Nix from Oregon, another great quarterback. Welcome to Denver, guy. Here comes the Raiders. Nobody see that coming either. Because on the list, they had cornerbacks, not quarterback. They had a cornerback in the first round. So, guy, that's the one, two, three, four, five, six. The sixth quarterback in the first round. The Los Angeles Raiders are on the clock. They take Bo Nix, quarterback from Oregon. That's who the Denver Broncos took. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I said. That's a good quarterback. Great arm, great strength, smart quarterback. Like I say, all these guys, the quarterback in this draft pick and in this year draft pick, I'm telling everybody, the quarterbacks that they're going to get, it's amazing. Yeah, the kid from Notre Dame is good. Yes, yes he is. Yes he is. I'm telling you, there's a lot of good players out here in the draft, and I'm gonna tell you, there you go Raiders picking. Let's see if Raiders pick up a quarterback because I tell you, Raiders need a quarterback too. So their need are quarterback, cornerback, offensive line, and wide receiver. Now remember, they signed Garner Minshew, and they got a Dane O'Connell, but I don't know if that's good enough. And I don't know if Garofalo got suspended or is he coming back. I don't know what happened there. So uh, this is going to be interesting, guys. My gosh, Basically, those were the top, probably top six quarterback out there. But I say probably nine quarterbacks are going the first round, nine, seven, or eight. But I said it. I called it. I said you're gonna have quarterbacks going out like crazy in this draft because team don't have quarterbacks. You just they don't have them. I don't know if you saw the quarterback that New England got from North Carolina, Drake Mays. That was earlier today, actually in the third round. So New England pitchers also pick up a new quarterback from North Carolina. That kid is good too. But once again, when you pick these players, you're looking to put players in your position and players that wants to play. You want to have players that have the scheme that fits your scheme, your offensive line scheme. If you need a pocket passer. If you need a running quarterback, a running quarterback. But it has to fit your scheme for these kids to come out of college to produce and become stars in this league. You can't have a coach that is a pocket passer coach, but you are a running quarterback. That's not going to work in your team. I mean, I preach that. I talk about that in my podcast. You guys say, man, this guy's a good runner. Well, you better have a good coach that knows how to tell the quarterback when to run or not to run. I mean, that's also on the quarterback when he's on the field. But sometimes, we don't look at it that way. We got pocket passer, running. We got so many things. So that's one thing you got to look at. Well, there you go. Shocking news. The Raiders pick Brock Bowers, tight end from Georgia. That's a good pick for the Raiders. Brock Bowers from Georgia Bulldogs has landed to the Los Angeles Raiders. Wow, that's shocking to me too. That is crazy, guys. Wow. Next on the clock are the New Orleans Saints. That's a good tight end. I give credit for the Raiders. Good tight end. Now the needs for the Saints are offensive line, wide receiver, cornerback, defensive lineman, and linebacker. So, guys, don't forget to hit the like buttons. Okay, don't forget, guys, to subscribe on my channel. Um, First time doing the draft. It's fun, guys. I appreciate those that had joined in, that come in on the chat. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. It's my first time, and it's having fun. It's interacting with you guys. That's who I am. Stay positive, no negativity. Uh, Love that pick for the Raiders. Once again, Bowers, tight end from Georgia Bulldog. Great. I mean, the guy has major talent, man. Great speed, great catching hands, great blocker, run blocker, passing. I mean, he could block. The guy's huge. So we got New Orleans, then we have the Colts and Seattle, the next three in line. Guys, I've been here almost 2 hours with you guys, so I'm gonna be here to the last pick, which will be the Kansas City Chief at 32nd. And then we got the Colts after the Saints. So let's see what happens on that one. I still believe as a Dolphin fan, we need to pick an offensive lineman. If there's one good available, there's a couple of good guys are available out there. And if we don't pick an offensive lineman, I think our next step will be a wide receiver. Now, we gotta give credit to Esukama. Esukama, she coming back from injury. If he comes in back, guys, that's a big help for us. Odell Beckham Jr. He's out there. He was offered a contract. I think a source that says $5 million deal. He turned it down on Miami. Tariq did say that he was signed with the Dolphins. Of course, everybody's waiting for the draft. After the draft, and then come free agency again, and then let's see what happens. It's opened up in the air. Now, if you think Odell Beckham make a difference in Miami, guys, I'm gonna tell you the truth. He played, if I'm quite sure, for the Cleveland Browns. He played for the Ravens. He can't stay healthy. He can't play no more than 7, 8 games. You know, Same thing with Cook. When Cook wanted to go to Miami, then he went to from Minnesota. I think he went to the Jets. From the Jets, he ended up going to the Super Bowl. Sorry, not Super Bowl, to the playoff team, the Ravens. You know, if you just don't have it, you just don't have it. That's it. It's time to move on. Move on from your career. Or retire or try something else. And I'm glad Miami didn't get it because we all had this anticipation that we wanted to get Cook, and Cook was going to make the difference. Miami is solid in running back with A Chain and Raheem Mostert. I mean, we're good there. My thing right now is protect Tua Tagovailoa. If those of you haven't seen Tua Tagovailoa, that man has lost a lot of weight. He is going back to his speed, what he used to run. Okay, he's been training with 3 different quarterback coaches this offseason. Uh, he's trying to get himself back in shape, and hopefully, Tua is going to be a different person this year. My only concern: stay healthy, build a great offensive line in front of Tua. If you don't do that, we are in trouble. Okay, now we have great offensive linemen. We got the guy from the Eagles, the guy from Tennessee, the center from Tennessee, Brewer. So we have enough players that can help Tua and help the running game. Defense, I think we're fine. Even though we lost Wilkins and Van Ginkel, guys, we have signed good players, especially the guy from Tampa Bay, Super Bowl champion, the guy from Seattle, 2 guys from Seattle. They're great players. Trust me, our secondary is going to be hard to deal with. Okay, don't be surprised we lead the league in interception this year. Okay, put pressure up front to the quarterback, you'll be surprised. All right, so we're still waiting for New Orleans on the clock. I guess New Orleans have not decided who they want. Then we have the Colts following them. So, because this is it, guys. This is the year for Miami. They don't win it this year. This is it. Okay. Don't be surprised. It's also the last year for Mike Greer. All right. The Saints pick is in, and now we have the Colts on the clock. So let me see who the Saints pick. I'm just waiting for a second. Sometimes you guys could be ahead of me, or I could be ahead of you. So it depends how this run. Some of you guys are seeing it live, I think on ABC, if I'm not quite sure, or from ESPN. They always show that live on the draft. So, but yeah, but if you guys missed it on the first round, as we know, Caleb Williams was picked first, a quarterback from USC. Jaden Daniel, quarterback from LSU, was picked at second by the Commanders. Drake Mays was picked by New England Patriots, quarterback from North Carolina. Arizona Cardinals picked Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver from Ohio State. Chargers picked up Joe Alt, offensive tackle of Notre Dame. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver from LSU, went to the Giants. J.C. Latham, offensive tackle from Alabama, went to Tennessee. The Falcons pick Michael Phoenix Jr., quarterback. That was a shocking there. Rome Odanzi, wide receiver, went to the Bears from Washington. J.J. McCarthy, quarterback of Michigan, went to the Vikings. The Jets pick Olumijaya Panshanu, I think offensive tackle from Penn State. Quarterback Bo Nix went to the Broncos, quarterback from Oregon. And the Raiders got Brock Bowers, tight end from the Georgia Bulldogs. Now we're waiting for New Orleans Saints. It says the pick is in. And then on the clock, we have the Colts on the clock. All right. Here's another guy that we lost as a good offensive tackle from Oregon State, Talisi Fuagua or Fuaga. Another guy that the Dolphins should look for. That's what they were looking for. So they got another great offensive tackle for Oregon State. Oregon State. That's a good pick. All right. I got there. I have a poll that said, will the Dolphins pick an offensive lineman? Yes or no? The poll's in there, guys, and you let me know. Wow. All right. We have the coach on the clock. There's a poll out there. Who will the Dolphins pick an offensive lineman? And actually, the question was, which I guess it was typed wrong, is who will the Dolphins pick an offensive lineman? Is actually if they will pick an offensive lineman. Give me a second. I'll rewrite that again. All right, here we go. Let me do this again. All right, the coach is on the clock right now, guys. Let me tell you, all the players in Miami needed in the offensive line, they were gone already. All right, there we go. Now I got it correct, guys, so you can answer that one. All right, I put a poll there. Will the Dolphins pick an offensive line player? I'm gonna say yes, they will. All right, the pick is in for the Colts. Let me see who they got. All right. Waiting for the coach to pick their players. All right. All right, guys. Waiting for the pick for the Indianapolis Colts before we get to the Dolphins. Hopefully, let's just slow down a little bit. Then on the next on the clock will be Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks. So let me know if you guys feel that the Dolphins are going to pick an offensive player in the first round. I do believe so. So all right, there you go. Another one that Miami lost. An edge, UCLA, Latua Lato. That guy is amazing. So these are the players that Miami has talked about, and we said it. They were going to go in the first round. I mean, they were. I mean, it's going to be difficult for Miami to get what they want. So, like Tua Latu from Edge from UCLA, that was a heck of a player, man. He actually these two top players on top of here that actually from Brock Bowers all the way down. Those guys were interested to play for the Dolphins. What can I tell you guys? Things do happen. Okay, let's see what happened here. There was some rumors that Tua was gonna go. Tua brother was gonna plenty join the Dolphins. I disagree with that too. I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe later down the road if he's still available. So yeah, they got a good defensive player, man. I gotta give credit to the Colts. Like I said, right now this is what the players are doing. Pick up their getting their needs. That's all they're doing right now. There's a poll out there that I put, guys. Do you think will the Dolphins pick an offensive line player in the first round? Please let me know. What do you think? I believe so. All right, we have the Seattle Seahawks on the clock. All right. All right. Seattle, Jacksonville, and then the Bengals. And then three more rows down comes the Miami Dolphins at 21st. Guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Once again, also the like button, the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Like I say, I appreciate everybody that has also joined in and tonight and have conversation with me in the chat. So I appreciate that. Hopefully, down the road, this will get better. This will get more interactive with you guys and have fun with this. So there's only 8 minutes to go. I mean, only have one vote that the Dolphin would pick offensive lineman. So if you pick, if you say yes or no, there's a little vote there. You'll open the screen on the chat, and I'll tell you right there with the Dolphin pick an offensive lineman. I think so, guys. You know, if they don't do that, then they go defense, and they're planning to get players that's gonna cover Wilkins' position, but they need offensive lineman, wide receiver, and defensive tackle. So the poll is open. I'm gonna leave a couple more minutes, and then we should be okay. All right, waiting for Seattle pick is in. Waiting for the Jacksonville Jaguars to be on the clock. So hopefully, Seattle pick is actually defensive lineman, linebacker, offensive line, and tight end. So that's their main focus for that team. And then you have Jacksonville following them, and then Jacksonville needs our cornerback, defensive lineman, and offensive lineman. Basically, all the players that Miami were looking at in the draft, guys, basically they're almost all gone. Not all of them, but most of them are gone in the first round. And that's the only bad thing when you picking 21st, you know. So, but that's part of our sports, guys. Right? Seattle has their pick in, and we just waiting for the Jacksonville Jaguars to they're on the clock. So once again, I'm gonna repeat myself. Thank you so much, those that join in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hitting the subscribe button. Thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up. I appreciate that, guys. And like I said, I'm doing this in the comfort of my home. I'm actually in my studio, but not my actual background. So you know, I'm a collector person. So what you see behind me is what I collect, which I stopped collecting. Now I joined the podcast, sports podcast. All right, here comes Seattle with their pick. Let's see who Seattle got. Maybe that's all the quarterback that we've seen already. I don't think there's no other quarterback. Maybe in the second round, third round. All right, let's see the Seahawks. Who the Seahawks picked? Well, I guess they went to a commercial. Well, those of you that you joining in, draft pick once again, first round, Caleb Williams, quarterback from USC. Second round, actually, first round, second pick, Jaden Daniels, quarterback from LSU, went to the Commanders. New England Patriots got Drake Mays from quarterback from North Carolina. They picked third. Number fourth was Arizona Cardinal Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State. Fifth, the Los Angeles Chargers, Joe Alt, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. Number six, New York Giants, Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU. Tennessee Titans, J.C. Latham, offensive tackle, Alabama. Falcon picked quarterback number eight, Michael Phoenix Jr., quarterback from Washington. Chicago Bears pick again on the ninth, first round, the ninth pick, Rome Odanzi, wide receiver, Washington. Minnesota, 10th, first round, 10th pick, J.J. McCarthy, quarterback of Michigan. Uh, and then we just had a pick from Seattle. I'm quite sure is defensive tackle Byron Murphy the second, defensive tackle from Texas. A great pick also, guys. Byron Murphy the second, defensive tackle from Texas. Another great guy they got. Awesome guy. So going back to what I was saying, and then you got the Jets picking up 11, Olumijaya, Waya Fanshu, offensive tackle, Penn State. Denver Broncos got quarterback from Oregon, Bo Nix. 13, Las Vegas Raiders pick up Brock Bowers, tight end from Georgia. New Orleans Saints pick up Talisi Fuaga, offensive tackle, Oregon State. If I spell your name wrong, I'm sorry. Then you got Indianapolis Colts at 15 with Latu, edge from UCLA. And then Seattle picked up Byron Murphy the second, defensive tackle from Texas. So on the clock, it's the Minnesota Vikings. That's the trade they made against Jacksonville. So and their picks are in, man. Their picks are going pretty fast. On the clock is the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we got the Rams, Steelers, and Miami Dolphins, Eagles, Jacksonville, Dallas, and then Green Bay. So if I do make it to the 21st round, I'll probably stop there because I have to go to work tomorrow. I go as far as I could go tonight. Gotta be up tomorrow to go to work. But this is fun, guys. I enjoy it, all of it. I've been here for 2 hours and 21 minutes. Great, actually, great draft. Like I said, guys, a lot of good players. I mean, I was in shock what's out there. I mean, there's still, and I'm gonna tell you, there's still good players for the second round. There's still good players. Look at Zach Thomas. When Zach Thomas was picked with the Dolphins, my guy, he was picked so high from Jimmy Johnson, and the guy became a superstar. That's like I said, this is a league that it's not about numbers. It's about the players, guys. How they come out, how they get trained, how they get, they come from these colleges and small little colleges town, and they come to the NFL and they come superstars. And I love that. I really love that, guys. I don't take that away from Zach Thomas and how he became a Hall of Famer. I mean, that says all his size. He's so small, man. He had interceptions. I mean, that guy could tackle. The guy could hit. The guy was amazing. All right, the Minnesota Vikings picked Dallas Turner, edge from Alabama. That's another good pick. Another great defensive player for the Minnesota Vikings. Imagine they got Van Ginkel down there too, so they're building their defense. And not only that, they also got a quarterback too, so JJ McCarthy. So look out, guys. All right, on the clock, the Cincinnati Bengals. Their needs are offensive lineman, defensive lineman, cornerback, wide receiver, and tight end. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They need to help to block for the quarterbacks because I know he got hurt last year, but they need to protect him. If they don't protect Burrows, it's gonna be a long season. So, and like I say, it was kind of difficult because I mean, even though they, Ty Higgins, they're tagging Ty Higgins and resigning him, then you got Trent Irvin. It's gonna be offensive linemen guys to protect Bowers. If they don't, that's I know they could get other players in the other rounds, but protect your quarterback. That's the main thing. So, all right. Well, ready for the Bengals to make their picks, and then three more picks, and the Miami Dolphins will pick at the 21st round. So hopefully, let's see what happens there. What a good night for draft, guys. That's an excellent night for draft. If you're happy for your picks, man, just leave a comment there. I think all these players that were picked in the first round was a great pick for their team. So can't complain at all, guys. Once again, my program is Sports Night with Jorge. I'm here weekdays, normally after 7 o'clock. First time doing draft pick. I'm having a lot of fun. Hopefully, tomorrow when I come back from work, I could wrap up the first round of the NFL picks, and then we got second round, third round. So we got tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So let's see how that goes. Let me give you some finals today. If you're a Florida Panther fan, man, congratulations. They beat the Tampa Bay 5-3 tonight. And then we had the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Islanders tonight, just to let you know, guys. And then in the NBA also tonight, we had the Philadelphia beat the New York Knicks, actually leading the New York Knicks 121-113 in the fourth quarter with 109 left. And then we have Orlando just trunch the Cleveland Cavaliers 121-83. And tonight, don't forget, guys, Denver and LA. That's your NHL playoffs and also your NBA playoffs. I'll give you Major League Baseball scores in a few minutes. We just have a pick in for the Bengals. Let me see who they pick, and we'll go back to the scores. So the Bengal pick is in, and then we're waiting for the Los Angeles Ram to pick up next. They're on the clock. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit the like buttons. Don't forget to subscribe. I know some of you guys probably in bed already, getting ready to go to work tomorrow. I wish the draft could be a little bit earlier, but first day of the draft, like I said, tomorrow is probably be more easier to do the draft. Once again, those that subscribe on my channel, man, I appreciate you guys subscribing. Uh, like I said, I just want to interact with you guys, have fun, you know, help one another, be real, guys. Like I said, this is just sports entertainment. It's nothing to lose here, nothing to win here. Just have fun, and that's all. That's what it is. So, all right, waiting for the pick for the Bengals, and then we'll go with the Rams, Steelers, and Dolphins. Wow, this is the longest pick I received from the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, probably their commercial. That's why. I think it's time for Roger Goodell to retire. He's walking too slow in the podium. Oh boy. All right, waiting for the Cincinnati Bengals. Man, it's taking so long on this one. All right, here we go. The Bengals pick. Would it be an offensive lineman? Would it be a tight end? Or would it be a running back? All right, we've been here 2 hours and 30 minutes, and they pick Amarius Mins, offensive tackle from Georgia. That's another player for the Miami Dolphins. Man, Miami's not going to have the players they need when their rounds come. Another great offensive tackle. Wow, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you, these quarterbacks are looking for protection. Amarius Min, great, 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 great offensive tackle. Next on the clock, the Rams, guys. I think Miami will, by the time the first round finished, man, we got no players left. But basically, all these players that were announced, hearing all these commentaries, the sports commentaries, basically all these offensive linemen that you see that they got picked in the first round were noticed to go if they were available, they will end up in the Dolphin uniform. But unfortunately, they're loading up. Now we got the Rams who needs defensive linemen, cornerbacks, offensive line. That's another one, and a safety. Like I said, the retirement of Arnold Donald leaves a large gap in the Rams' defensive line, even taking into account of a strong play of rookie Kobe Turner last season. Strengthening the edge, a cornerback and safety spot on the defense is likely. So, like I said, fill the gap. They fill the gap. They're gonna have a good team. It's filling these holes you got in each team. So after that, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers and then the Miami Dolphins, and then it's probably where I'm gonna stop. Like I say, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So, and I once again, I love everybody that joined in. I appreciate you guys joining in. Tomorrow, I'll give the full recap of the last draft. This is fun, guys. Really, really fun. I enjoy it. My first time doing it. So we got the Rams on the clock, and then we got Steelers, and then Dolphins next. My poll was, but of course I had to close it because I think I had a problem with the who would the Dolphin pick, an offensive lineman, a wide receiver, or a defensive tackle. I'm gonna go with an offensive lineman. That's my pick. I tell you, great players. A lot of good great players have been picked in this draft. So gotta give credit where credit is due, man. They get, I mean, these teams are getting their players in positions. I mean, they're filling the gaps. So when you got two Georgia drafted in this round, you got two Washington, Alabama. You got a couple LSU players, couple Alabama players, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon State, LSU, Texas, Georgia players. The best, they always go in the first round. So once again, the Ram needs defensive lineman, cornerback, offensive lineman, and safety. So you got the Rams fan going crazy in Detroit in the draft. So let's see what happens. All right. The Rams pick is in, and Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock. And I think Pittsburgh Steelers should go offensive line too, because they had to protect Russell Wilson and Justin Field. So basically, all these teams coming down from the actually 18, 19, 20, they need offensive players. Well, I think Rams need defense, but let's see what happens, guys. Like I said, the Rams are going crazy in Detroit for their pick. Okay. Hey, once again, those guys that joined me in tonight, man, I appreciate it. You guys have a blessed night. If you guys still awake, man, thank you so much for interacting with me on the actual draft here. Like I say, I'm gonna be here till the Dolphin draft, and then I'll call it a night. Time is already 10:22 p.m. So all right, so let me see the Rams. Wow, they got the edge from Florida State. Great player, Gerard. Oh man, great player. Gerard Verse from Florida State Seminoles. I'm telling you, it's getting better, guys. I'm telling you, this is a great draft pick. Great draft pick. Let's see who the Pittsburgh Steelers pick. That's one of my friends' team here, Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they have to go offensive line. To they lost a lot of key offensive players. So they got offensive line, wide receiver, cornerbacks, and defensive linemen. So remember, with the transition of Russell Wilson and Justin Field, while Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph left the building. I tell you, I think Mason Rudolph was a good quarterback. I think that was a bad choice for Pittsburgh, but that's my opinion. I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is going to be the king of the hill, but he's going to help Pittsburgh a lot, and so he's going to help Justin Field get better when he, in Pittsburgh, because that's I think the main goal for the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers is actually Justin Field. Russell Wilson is just there to mentor the guy. To be honest with you, and they great Christian quarterbacks, so that's I know you're going to say, well, what Christian has to do with it? A lot, guys, a lot. They're believers. They believe in themselves. They don't take criticism. They don't. Nothing bothers them, guys. Look at Tua, the Dolphins. Same thing. I never seen that man talk bad about his teammates or players. If he takes the blame, I think he's man enough to take the blame for the situation that he does. If he play bad, he'll tell you, I play bad. I was terrible. It's on me. He don't point finger at Tyreek Hill or Waddle or his offensive line. Bottom line, the man takes it like it is, you know, and that's a good, believe it or not, it's a good sportsmanship. You know, if you know he messed up, he messed up. You know, he shouldn't throw the ball at that direction, or he shouldn't throw the ball. And the guy, he takes criticism pretty well. That's what I'm trying to say. So, all right, so excuse me, here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then comes our truly and only Miami Dolphins. So the Steelers on the clock, and I'll look at Miami need once again. Let me open this up for a second. Miami needs offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and tight end. Now remember, we lost Christian Wilkins to the Raiders. Uh, we also lost Van Ginkel to the Vikings. But remember, coming back from injury, Jalen Phillip, Bradley Chubb. So, and Bradley Chubb's going to take longer than Phillip. Phillip probably be ready for the season start. That's what they were saying. So, and then the other one I'm worried about is Teron Armstead. Man, if he can stay healthy, it'll be a good season for the Dolphins. So, we win for the Steelers, and once the Steelers done, comes the Miami Dolphins, and then comes the Eagles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. What an awesome night, guys, for these young kids coming out of college. No, congratulations to all of them, guys. They deserve it. We all wish them the best. We really do. It's not easy leaving from college to the NFL. The transition is kind of difficult, believe it or not. But if they give hard work and dedication, and I'll be honest with you, they can make it long in this league. As long as the money and it is the money is the issue. Pride and their ego go to their head, they're not going to become superstars. People just don't like them. I mean, that's how the world is. Okay. All right. So we have Pittsburgh with their picking, and now we have Miami on the clock. Don't be surprised if Mike Greer pulls a rabbit out of the hat. He's done this before, guys. You know, don't be surprised. Look what he did to Tariq Hill. So waiting for Pittsburgh to and waiting for Cadell to get to the podium again. He's getting too old, my guys. He's getting too old. Pretty soon he needs a walker to get to the thing. I mean, God forgive me, I say that, but my God. All right. I guess some of the broadcaster waited to the last minute and chipped in to the Dolphin pick 21. See who they pick. I've been live for almost 2 hours and 42 minutes, going to 3 hours. But once the Dolphin pick, that'll be okay for me tonight. Like I said, once again, I appreciate those that join in. Thank you so much, man. You guys have a blessed night and be safe and take care of yourself. And remember, always love one another, help one another, encourage one another. That's what we have to do every day, guys. All right, waiting for Pittsburgh and their picks are in, but they haven't decided who they pick yet. So I'm gonna say they're gonna go offensive lineman or probably wide receiver, either or. I mean, they really need offensive line to help. Like I say, Russell Wilson and Justin Field. Great draft night. Congratulations once again to the guys, these young kids, moving up to the next level. All I can wish them success. And like I said, don't let their ego and pride get over it. Just do the best. Do the best. Go out there, play your best, give out your best. You know, and like I said, don't take criticism. That's the only worst thing about when it comes to the news. Criticizing the player. I disagree with that, guys. These guys are young men heading to the next level in the field. And they're human like us. We make mistakes. Unless your name is Jesus, then it's a different story. Then, but I'm sorry, and I don't say that in a bad way either. You got to give credit where credit's due. These guys were made it to the pro for a reason. So now it's up to them to get to their level and help their teams. Sometimes draft pick works and sometimes they don't. So how about that? They're gonna have Cameron Hayward to make the announcement. That's pretty nice for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's see who they get, guys. That's another great guy, Hayward from Pittsburgh. Great, great community guy, great player, great role model. The guy's amazing, guys. I love his story. So is the running back too from Pittsburgh. They help the homeless. They have a lot of stuff they do together. I mean, for the community. And see, this is what I love to see players that do that, man. It is amazing. Besides their football life, Well, there you go. They got the guard, Troy Falinandu. That's the guy from the Dolphins too. They picked him, and he wanted to go to Miami. Wow, there you go, offensive lineman, another guard, Troy Fautanu. That's the guy the Dolphin wanted. Pittsburgh took it away from them. Wow, great, great player. All right, here we go. Dolphins are on the clock. Wow, that is amazing, guy. That's one of the players in Miami. Miami was interested. All the players that were discussed in Miami, but like I said, they said it too. This guy might be gone by the first round. Great player, man. Great offensive tackle. So Miami's on the clock, and now Miami's gonna be wow. Who we gonna get next? It's gonna be tough, guys. Hmm. Yeah, that's the guy Miami wanted too. Miami wanted him or the guy from Oregon. Wow, it's gonna be tough for Miami now, guys. Real tough. Okay, let me see what's available out there. Wow, they still have good offensive linemen out there, and I think he also visited Miami too. All right, here we go. And the Dolphins still on the clock, and now Miami has their pick in, and now we have the Eagles on the clock. So, guys, let's see who the Dolphin pick. They got their pick. Would it be would it be offensive lineman? Here we go. On the way back, I'll let you know what the deal is. So, down and this will be it, and then I'll call it a night. And once again, thank you for those for joining in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love you guys, man. Okay, waiting for the pick. I guess everybody's waiting for the Dolphin pick, to be honest with you, tonight before they call it a day. So, okay, Dolphins are on the clock. So hopefully they pick their player. And once they pick their players, this is it for me. Then you have the Philadelphia Eagles next. Let me see what Mike Greer do here. All right, going to 3 hours to the draft, and let's see what happens here. I know we have a lot of disappointed Dolphin fans because there's a lot of offensive tackle and that went in early. But guys, you know what? It's okay, man. There's good players out there, so we just can't give up on these players. On these young kids. They will make a difference. Trust me. Waiting for the draft. Hopefully, Miami pick is in. Let me give you some baseball score quick. Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh 7-5. Cleveland beat Boston 6-4. Minnesota beat Chicago 6-3. Philadelphia beat Cincinnati 5-0. Kansas City beat Toronto 2-1. Chicago Cubs beat Houston 3-1. Seattle beat Texas 4-3. San Diego's lost to Colorado 10-9. You had Dodgers beat the Washington Nationals 2-1, and the Oakland A's beat the Yankees 3-1. That's your baseball score. So I'll keep you up to date with baseball scores, and now we're waiting for the Dolphin pick. Okay, let me go here. Here. Okay. NBA tonight, we have the Lakers in the first period, actually first quarter, first period, what you want to call it, beating Denver 21-15. We had Orlando beat Cleveland 121-83, and we had Philadelphia 76ers beat the New York Knicks 125-114. That's your playoff. And then in the NHL, we had Florida beating Tampa Bay 5-3, and Carolina Hurricanes beating New York Islanders 3-2. Well, the pick is in for the Dolphins. Shocking news, but believe it or not, they got the edge guy from Penn State, Chop Robinson. So I guess they're looking for the defense, so they got their defensive player. So they got a good player at Chop Robinson. That name was brought up, so hopefully that's going to help the defense. But I'm still looking for offensive linemen, guys. But anyhow, once again, that's shocking for me too. I was looking for offense, but I guess we got an edge, a good pass rusher. They want somebody with speed, physical, and take Wilkins' position, I guess. But once again, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for joining me on the draft. Hopefully, hopefully tomorrow I can wrap up the rest of the draft that we didn't pick up tonight. So once again, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all your subscribers. Thank you for everything you guys do. I appreciate it. God bless you and have a good night. Thank you so much.